Today has been today has not been a great day for me. And this is why, okay? So I was initially I was hoping to do this and a third season of Survivor Cheese Dip, No More Cheese Dip Edition, but that seems like it'd be very difficult with the way things have gone right now. So let me explain. I should probably explain what ended up happening. So I way overslept a power nap, and I woke up at around 4 in the morning. I hurriedly did the dishes in like the crappiest way possible. And I took a quick shower, and then I hopped back into bed, and then I hopped back into bed around 5 a.m. And I began. Oh, I haven't eaten all day. I began playing some Fire Emblem Three Houses. Then I had decided, like, you know what? Why don't I go on to Brand Steel and try out some of the other simulators. I couldn't quite understand how most of the other ones work. And then I found out there's a .com version. In case any of you don't know, brandsteel.net is the old version, and the Hunger Games simulator the website links you to is on .net. The experimental cool version is on .com, which I just learned at 8 in the morning. And so I'm here at 8 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, this sounds really interesting. And so, let me screen for a bit. Okay. I'll explain this here in a sec. So, actually, let me undarken it. I gotta get I'm gonna get all the links out like I normally do. I call this To Kill a Mockingjay because it's A, a reference to Hunger Games Mockingjay, and B, because of reference to, dang it, the defining cinematic role of Gregory Peck, which was To Kill a Mockingbird, based on the movie To Kill a Mockingbird. If I don't sound particularly high energy, it's because I'm a little tired. Again, in case you all don't know, I've been working on this since 8 p.m. So, yeah. Anyways, so I found out you can add your own custom events, so I spent probably till about, I guess, 2, 3 p.m. on custom events. Actually, no, I took a nap at 2, and then I worked on custom events for a little bit longer until like 4. I woke up I took a nap at about 1:30. I took a nap at about 1:30, and then I woke up at around 3 to continue working on what was it? On the events, and then went to get my drink as usual, and around 5, yeah, about 5:30, I came back home, and I had decided to begin working on. I decided to begin working on this again. Sorry if you hear me sigh and grunt in frustration a lot during this. That's because my laptop charger is not very good. I asked for a new one for Christmas and didn't get it. So we're just going to be really praying the laptop charger holds through long enough for us to be able to do this. So this is with the newer Hunger Games simulator rather than the older one. And I had used this option to make new events. So, like I said, I still wanted to replace the Hunger Games thing. I just want to do multiple Hunger Games streams, but I then got the idea to replace. I had gotten the idea to replace. I'm tired. I had gotten the idea to replace the Hunger Games streams with the idea with the Survivor stream idea, but then I figured if I can have my own events, then it'd be worth it to do at least one more Hunger Games stream. and then like maybe stop for a while unless I come up with another crazy idea. And so I began doing that. And this casting here took so dang long. There's a lot of repeats from the original, but that's to be expected. All the three of a perfect pair, people are here. All five of them plus Waluigi, and beside District 1 is going to be all people who have appeared in Three of a Perfect Pair. Waluigi, he's there. He's gonna be in the next episode. These are supposed to be all characters who've appeared more than once. Not counting Waluigi, who will be in the next episode. I got Nurse Joy, who cameoed in the first episode and made her speaking debut in episode 3. And I have the Atari Dragon, who is a recurring joke throughout the. I have the Atari Dragon, who's the recurring joke throughout the series, at least for episode 2 and 3. He didn't appear in episode 4. And Charles Bronson, Rosalina, Johnny Bravo, Wario, they're all here. So Serena. Returning in District 2, we have Albert Drake once again. New additions are Sarah Palin, suggested by my oldest brother. Frank Reynolds, also suggested by my oldest brother. Ruto, returning from the Survivor Season 2, from Survivor Cheese Dip Season 2. Brian Wilson, someone I just thought of. Giga Chad, another person I had thought of. Zelda, the champion, she's the winner of Survivor Cheese Dip Season 1. Winner of Season 2 winners in here. If you want to find out who won Season 2, you can go ahead and watch that for yourself. John Matrix, he's here, and he's another suggestion by my oldest brother. Okay, for District 3, we have Fred Durst, 90/2000s. Oh, crap. Okay, I couldn't find a photo. The photo of 2010's Fred Durst I had didn't load properly. So we're just going to have 2010. So, Dad Fred Durst is going to be pulling double duty for, actually, hold on a second. I could probably find a photo of 2010's Fred Durst. Just give me a chance. I'll find it. Let me darken my screen a bit. Black screen. After that first Hunger Games stream, you almost have no trust for me whatsoever. Okay. So, it's a good image of Fred Durst in the 2010s. He had that really bad neck beard. Well, it's not quite neck beard. It goes along his cheeks. Okay, I revoked the neck beard statement. Okay, I'm taking back the neck beard statement officially. Okay. Alrighty, that, let me check, is it going? Yep, it's, alright, cool. Alright, I'll undarken the screen now. Right here. Okay. So, actually, I should probably save this so nothing's lost. So nothing's lost. I have to manually re-input everybody like I did last time. Okay. Okay, season code. Let me put it on my notepad app here. Alright, return to start. Alright, so anyways, back to explaining. Albert is returning from the Hunger Games and from the Hunger Games stream and Survivor Cheese Dip Season 2. Frank Reynolds, a suggestion from my brother. John Matrix, another suggestion from my brother. So, yeah, three of the people here were suggestions from my brother. Yeah, and it's Fred Durst, 1990 to /2000s. Fred Durst, he's here. Again, you can really tell I'm running out of ideas when I have to pull multiple different Fred Dursts for meme, just for the meme. So 90s and 2000s, Fred Durst, Elvira, Fred Durst from the 2010s, Fred Durst from the 2020s. So yeah, that's a Shizu because she won the second of the 3 games we did in the first stream. Christina Hendricks returning also from a Survivor Cheese Dip Season 2 and the Hunger Games stream. Ayla Secure returning from the first of the 3 match from the Hunger Games stream. She only appeared in the first match because I forgot to put her in the second. John F. Kennedy Jr. because my mom is a Q follower. I have to hear so many QAnon theories about JFK Jr. and I just thought, left it, he's not dead. He's in the Hunger Games. And I really like his inclusion just for the what the heck value. Like, I didn't even know John F. Kennedy Jr. existed before my mom started going into all this Q stuff. And I did some research into John F. Kennedy, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So, something I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. In case any of you are wondering, no, there probably will not be a Survivor Cheese Dip Season 3 because of what's going on here. This took because of me not counting the nap. I worked for about 8-9 hours on. I worked about 8 hours on this. Setting this up, this took way longer than it should have. District 3, I've already explained that. District 4, Mara Jade from the Star Wars Expanded Universe, because I want more everyone needs a little Star Wars Expanded Universe in their lives. Damien Hamada, Satan 44 from, alright, where's he? Satan 45. Yeah, he's, from the 45th Satan, I believe. He's either the 44th or the 45th Satan. He was the original founder of Seikima 2 and left to, become a math teacher at his father's request. Edelgard von Hresvelg, she was a suggestion from my friend Rio. Vic Rattlehead returning from the first first Hunger Games stream. Raquel Welch, newcomer here. Ace Frehley, Ace Frehley is returning from the first Hunger Games stream. Eric Carr is returning from the first Hunger Games stream and Survivor Cheese Dip Season 1, where he was the first person voted out. I kid you not. Keiko Terada was someone I randomly thought up. She's the lead vocalist for a Japanese all-female heavy metal band Shoya. And she sang on my number 3 pick album for the year in my year-end top 10. And on District 5, we have My Valentine. Rio suggested I add in another Yu-Gi-Oh character, and I thought we should add in My Valentine. Cassie Wallace, who's that? Oh crap. Okay, I left in a regular Hunger Games person the game that they wanted me to put in. It was all like oh shoot. It was all default Hunger Games people until it would all like suggest me a group of like random people from Hunger Games and other shows. Okay. Well, I literally just said the first person who popped into my head. Well, it's literally going to be the first person who popped into my head. Okay, just not. Yeah. This is what takes me so long, is finding a good image. Alright. Got everything back again. Okay. So, My Valentine, because I figured that we need one character with a little bit of sex appeal, and I don't want to sound like unapologetically horny. I'll get into why I wanted to try. I will get into a point where I tried to avoid being unapologetically horny on purpose here in a little bit. So that's my year, because Rio suggested I add in another Yu-Gi-Oh character. Janet Jackson, because I really thought Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson would be a cool choice. Takanori Shimoyama, the lead singer for Saber Tiger, because this dude is a Chad. The Rageaholic, returning from the first Hunger Games stream. Rogue, another new addition. She's I watched a review for all the X-Men movies and got the idea to just put in a random X-Men, so Rogue. Princess Daisy, first person I thought in my head when I needed a last-minute woman added. Alice Cooper, returning from Survivor Cheese Dip Season 1 and the first Hunger Games stream. Okay, well, clearly my image for Daryl Hall and John Oates isn't look. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I had so many brain farts. I actually have, like, thankfully I already have the. I really like the image of Daryl Hall and John Oates. I used in another tab. I have that pulled up there, so. I'm gonna stay up till midnight because of New Year's. I know I don't have to, but it's like I always stay up past midnight on New Year's. Okay. All right. No viewers, so I don't have to worry about losing any my audience. Okay, and Daryl Hall and John Oates, because I thought they were the band that really got me into music. So I figured, and still one of my favorites. So why not put them in here? For District 6, we have Burt Reynolds. We have Burt Reynolds as portrayed by Norm Macdonald. Molly from Thomas and Friends, returning from Survivor Cheese Dip Season 2. Pat Benatar. Yeah. Yeah, Pat Benatar. Or was Molly in Season 1? Actually, I think Molly was in Survivor Cheese. No, she was in Season 2. Pat Benatar, because again I ran out of ideas. Burt Reynolds, real Burt Reynolds, because I thought pitting Burt Reynolds and Norm Macdonald, Burt Reynolds against each other was a funny idea. Tall Man from Phantasm, a recommendation by Landon, the EMM radio announcer, host of Through the Years podcast. I'll plug that here at the end. Steven Seagal, because my dad and I were having a conversation about Steven Seagal while I was writing up the cast. Hold on a second. Black Dynamite, because I figured Steven Seagal doesn't think Michael J. White's a real tough guy, so why not get the toughest Michael J. White character? Chris Pine, returning from the first Hunger Games stream, and a two-time contender for Survivor Cheese Dip. Just didn't make the cut, though. District 7, Toya Wilcox. Toya Wilcox, because, Toya's new album is really good, guys. Check it out. It's called Posh Pop. Boko, returning from one of the seasons of Survivor Cheese Dip. I think it's season 2 of Survivor Cheese Dip. And he's returned from the first Hunger Games stream where he was a fan favorite. Landon was really pushing for him. Yngwie Malmsteen, because I thought we needed a heel who talked a lot of crap but had the talent to back up said crap. Cozy Pal, because he was literally my favorite musician ever for so long, until Eric Carr knocked him off the pedestal, and now he's like my second favorite drummer. Reggie Jackson, returning from Survivor Cheese Dip, not Survivor Cheese Dip, the Cheese Dip Hunger Games stream. I want to the first one. I want to point out that a Russian lady. I don't speak. What does VUMONG mean? Whatever. So, and not everybody from the first one is back, but a lot of people are. I want to talk about that. I want to point that out. HK47, because I thought he'd be really efficient at a game about killing people. Former Asame was a suggestion from Mina. Mina and I haven't went a long time without talking. I just literally thought she died of cancer, but turns out she overcame it and just hasn't reached out to me. Didn't reach out to me to tell me she made it. It's kind of weird. We only recently resumed communication just a couple days ago. After she had told me she thought the first Hunger Games stream was funny. So I put in Mina. Well, Mina didn't suggest former Asame, but I put in former Asame as a nod to Mina, because Mina just... Former Asame is like Mina's spirit animal or something. And... And she just talked endlessly about the deep connection she felt for his backstory. It was real neat. And then Toshi from X Japan. He's one of my all-time favorite singers. Oh no, okay. It's just my phone then. Okay. Every time something happens, I'm like, oh, something going wrong with the stream. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's just my phone. Having trouble running basic video because the Wi-Fi receiver isn't as good as on my laptop, and I get like third world internet back here. I wasn't going to choose Toshi, but while looking through potential images of him, I had found this image right here. Just a little bit of context. Toshi has a YouTube channel where he posts two things. Covers of X Japan songs, his own songs, and various pop songs. That are just his vocals, nothing else. It's called like Naked Vocals or something like that. Nothing else X Japan related though, because he was in. That's like one of the most famous bands in his home country, and he's the singer. You'd think he'd acknowledge that more on his channel, but it's kind of a nice change of pace. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, the other thing he talks about on there is pudding. He has a love for pudding, and he does go all kinds of cooking stuff, like how to make homemade cannolis and whatnot on there. And he has like this this military suit with the cape thing, the shoulders, but it's all pudding themed. And he has like I think he I don't speak Japanese, so I'm not sure, but I think he has a sponsorship with I think he actually has a sponsorship with pudding company. Like, look at this, the pudding microphone and everything. His love for pudding knows no bounds. And seeing this photo of him in the pudding military suit, in front of the pudding microphone, singing a pudding song he wrote. No joke, he wrote and performed a pudding song. You know, I just had to. There's a music video for you can even find on YouTube, on his channel. I just had to put him in here. I'm really pushing for Toshi. Toshi is my clear favorite to win here, okay? Palutena, now we're going to get to this here now. I using a render of her from Smash Bros. Ultimate because every like illustration people draw of her draw with huge breasts, and like I have no problem with that. But if I put a picture of her with huge breasts, and anybody I know personally watches this, they'll say I'm horny posting with Palutena, and I do not want that. Okay, John Wetton returning from Cheese Dip Hunger Games. Mina Ashido, another. Also put this in here as a nod to Mina. She didn't want to suggest anybody because she didn't really want to suggest anybody. Rudy Sarzo returning from Survivor Cheese Dip Season 1 and the Hunger Games stream. Phoebe Buffet, because again I was running out of ideas. The Pink Panther, a suggestion from my middle brother. Sheila Escovedo, or she better known as Sheila E, because again running out of ideas. And then and because I just taken some of her drum classes earlier today on Master Class. And then last week Jacques Clouseau, another suggestion from my middle brother. This is quite the cast here, right? So, quite the eclectic group of characters. I'd say we have like maybe roughly like half people we've seen in other ones, these Eric versus Game Show streams, and half newcomers. So should be interesting. Sarah Palin. I don't know much about Sarah Palin. My oldest brother suggested her, and like, yeah, sure. Weird what the F character. And I found this photo of her winking, like giving the most unconvincing wink. Let me get my drink ready. Spill a little bit of it on myself, trying to take an inaugural sip, and then we'll get going. And if I can skip the spilling part of that, what I just said, then that would be amazing. I skipped the spilling part. Okay, let's go. Giga Chad runs away from the cornucopia. Oh, come on. Sorry about this, guys, but I accidentally forgot to put Mara Jade's name as Mara Jade. Okay. Now let's proceed. Frank Reynolds finds a canteen full of water. Edelgard runs away from the cornucopia. Sheila E. snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Shizu grabs a backpack and retreats. Giga Chad runs away from the cornucopia. Rogue runs away. Alice Cooper runs away. Dad Vibes Durst and HK-47 fight for a bag. HK-47 gives up and retreats. Wow. Dad Vibes Fred Durst might just be the most powerful of all the Fred Dursts, because he did, in fact, enable Limp Bizkit to have a comeback. PB Buffet finds a canteen full of water. Elvira takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Former Asame takes a handful of throwing knives. Ace runs away. Cosma Drake kidnapped and sold Inspector Clouseau to a Colombian gang. Okay. John Wetton grabs a sword. Wario runs away from the cornucopia. Burt Reynolds runs away from the cornucopia. Eric Carr runs away from the cornucopia. Rosalina stabs Toya in the back with a trident. Mara Jade clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Toshi runs away. Vic snatches a pair of sais. Steven Seagal runs away. Charles Bronson runs into the cornucopia and hides. Brian Wilson runs away from the cornucopia. Daryl Hall and John Oates clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Zelda runs away from the cornucopia. Cozy Powell runs away. Nurse Joy runs away. Tall Man runs away. Rudy Sarzo grabbed a Pete Rose rookie card. Johnny runs into the cornucopia and hides. John Matrix runs away. Black Dynamite grabbed a Pete Rose rookie card. Nice. Those Pete Rose rookie cards are worth a lot of money, I bet. Duke of Durst kills Chris Pine as he tries to run. Wow, these Fred Dursts are holding no bounds. Mina Ashido runs away from the cornucopia. Razor Fist runs away. Molly snatches a bottle of alcohol in a rag. Serena runs away. Rudo grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. She can still make use of a backpack, empty or not. Christina Hendricks runs away. Palutena runs away. Atari Dragon and Damien Hamada fight for a bag. Damien Hamada strangles Atari Dragon with the straps and runs. Charles Bronson was terrified of this thing to have a perfect pair, and here Satan, Damien Hamada, just strangles it like it's nothing. It was Satan, after all. Reggie Jackson runs away. John F. Kennedy Jr., Sarah Palin, and John F. Kennedy Jr. and Sarah Palin, two politicians, fight Pink Panther and Turd Ferguson. Pink Panther and Turd Ferguson survive. Boko takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. My Valentine runs away. Daisy grabs a jar of fishing bait while Fred Durst gets fishing gear. Janet runs away from the cornucopia. Keiko Terada runs away from the cornucopia. Ayo Sakura finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Ingve Malmsteen runs away. Raquel Welch clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Pat Benatar breaks Takanori Shimayama's nose for a basket of bread, while Luigi grabs a backpack and retreats. Alright, it's day one. Mr. October, Toshi, and Frank start fighting, but Toshi runs away as Mr. October kills Frank. And Reggie Jackson's already drawing blood here already. Turd Ferguson discovers a river. Johnny makes a slingshot. Dad Vibes Durst shoots an arrow to Shizu Ishtar, misses and kills Zelda instead. Waluigi falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Oh no! Fred Durst stalks Nurse Joy. And it's the weird 90s, 2000s douchey Fred Durst, too. Black Dynamite fishes. Molly discovers a cave. Burt Reynolds went Super Saiyan 10 for 10 seconds and killed the Duke of Durst. John Wetton got legally married to Cozy Powell after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Rudy Sarzo searches for firewood. Ruto peed herself because there is no gas station nearby and didn't want to get caught peeing. Ingve Malmsteen and Sheila E. split up to search for resources. Mara Jade just got back from a Saber Tiger concert. Mina Ashido and Boko split up to search for resources. My Valentine receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Rogue and Brian Wilson are acting sus. Listening to Radiohead was so horrible, it killed Cosima Drake. Damien Hamada received Viagra from an unknown sponsor. Former Asame receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. That's Mina. Mina's the sponsor. I'm willing to bet money on it. Edelgard receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Hall & Oates camouflages itself in the bushes. Ayo Sakura is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Christina Hendricks and Vic Rattlehead split up and search for resources. Wario and John Matrix are acting sus. Eric Carr sprains his ankle running away from Daisy. Elvira saw Rosalina do something she had never seen before, and it awakened a whole new fetish in her. Alice Cooper camouflages himself in the bushes. Phoebe Buffet makes a wooden spear. Keiko Terada is now a vegan. Palutena and Ace Frehley work together for the day. Giga Chad just got back from a Saber Tiger concert. Pat Benatar defeats Pink Panther in a fight but spares his life. Charles Bronson receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. HK-47 scares Razor Fist off. Steven Seagal thinks about home. Takanori Shimayama camouflages himself in the bushes. Janet begs Serena to kill her. She refuses keeping Janet alive. Oh, I forgot to list Serena as a woman. Oh, well. Serena's just extra manly this time around, I guess. Raquel Welch and Tall Man work together for the day. Alright, 11 can shops can hear in the distance. Inspector Clouseau, Toya, Chris Pine, the Atari Dragon, John F. Kennedy Jr., Sarah Palin, Frank Reynolds, Zelda, Waluigi, the Duke of Durst, and Cosima Drake have all passed. Burt Reynolds tries to treat his infection. Former Asame, Edelgard, Dad Vibes Dur sleep in shifts. Mara Jade couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing their drums all night. Brian Wilson and My Valentine hold hands. HK-47 tried to kill Rosalina at the forklift, but ultimately failed. This is the song about the assassin droid, our favorite fugitive alien song. He tried to kill her with the forklift. Palpatine is awoken by nightmares. Boko is awoken by nightmares. Janet hunted Toshi to extinction. No! Whoever Janet begged to kill her earlier, you should have killed her. She hunted Toshi to extinction. There's no more Toshi. Who's going to preach the wonders of pudding now? Rogue, Christina Hendricks, Fred Durst, and John Wetton sleep in shifts. Razor Fist welcomed Nurse Joy, Giga Chad, John Matrix, Serena, Turd Ferguson, and Hall & Oates to his nightmare. Pink Panther and Mina Ashido sleep in shifts. Well, they're both pink, so this makes total sense. Rudy Sarza tends to Takanori Shimoyama's wounds. That means the broken nose. Keiko Terada is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Phoebe Buffet and Rudo huddle for warmth. Alice Cooper screams for help. Pat Benatar tends to her wounds. Raquel Welch couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing their drums all night. Damien Hamada sets up camp for the night. Elvira starts a fire. Tall Man and Johnny are acting sus. Cozy Powell returned to his camp only to find little chinchilla poops on the ground and everything slightly chewed up. Eric Carr questioned his sanity. Sheila E. cries herself to sleep. Ayla Sakura receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. After failing to kill Steven Seagal, Daisy went into the pink room bathroom to cry and call her mom and never came out. Okay. Charles Bronson couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing their drums all night. Wario Molly and Mr. October cheerfully sing songs together. Ace Frehley, Vic Rattlehead, Black Dynamite, and Yngwie Malmsteen tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Alright, let's proceed. Day 2. Rosalina, Shizu Ishtar, Palutena, and Giga Chad hunt others for tributes. Janet better get back to the car. Damien Hamada peed himself because there's no gas station nearby and didn't want to get caught peeing. Nurse Joy peed herself because there's no gas station nearby and didn't want to get caught peeing. Yngwie Malmsteen gets cuckolded out of a wonderful relationship with Mara Jade by Rudy Sarzo because Rudy Sarzo is forklift certified. Phoebe Buffet is pricked by thorns while picking berries. My Valentine bashes Steven Seagal's head in with a mace. Takanori Shimoyama strangles Ayla Sakura after engaging in a fistfight. John Wetton diverts Burt Reynolds' attention and runs away. Mina Ashido discovers a cave. Eric Carr tends to Brian Wilson's wounds. Edelgard runs away from Pat Benatar. Molly and Hellfire are acting sus. Daryl Hall and John Oates discover a cave. Charles Bronson stalks Dad Vibes Durst. Sheila E. receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Keiko Terada steals from Boko while he isn't looking. Okay, nothing in the chat. Tall Man attacks Mr. October, but he manages to escape. Razorface just did a line of coke with Rogue, and now must sing Dr. Diamond for a crowd of thousands. Christina Hendricks injures herself. HK-47 stabs Johnny in the back with a trident. Raquel Welch, Ace Frehley, Ruto, and Serena couldn't write a second album together in time to piece their record label, and were killed while presenting what they had written. Fred Durst was pricked by thorns while picking berries. John Matrix wrote a threatening letter to Vic Rattlehead. Pink Panther constructs a shack. Former Asame became an LGBTQ icon for requesting that people refer to her as Xem, despite the fact that nobody will do that. Turd Ferguson defeats Warrior in a fight, but spares his life. Black Dynamite came out as bisexual. Alice Cooper swapped clothes with Cozy Powell. And Cash, that's can be heard in the distance. The loudest one is for Toshi. Well, let's look at the stats so far. Everybody from District except Brian Wilson and John Matrix is dead. Let's proceed. Night 2. Nurse Joy severely injures Christina Hendricks and leaves her to die. Rogue quietly hums. Sheila E. receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. HK-47 goes to sleep. Pink Panther and Giga Chad talk about the tribute still alive. Edelgard welcomed Mara Jade, Takanori Shimuyama, Fred Durst, My Valentine, Tallman, and Vic Rattlehead to her nightmare. Brian Wilson attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Mr. October taints Warrior's food, killing him. Cozy Pal questions his sanity. Black Dynamite receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Eric Carr, Dad Vibes Durst, Alice Cooper, and Damian Hamada sleep in shifts. Pat Benatar defeats John Wetton in a fight but spares his life. Kurt Ferguson got legally married to Daryl Hall and John Oates after they both stepped on a cursed ancient Indian burial ground. He's married to both, meaning John Oates is probably his concubine. Rosalina kills Razorfist with a sickle. Boko is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Charles Bronson bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Palutena got legally married to a Shizu Ishtar after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Molly destroys John Matrix's supplies while he sleeps. Mina Ashida went to the furnace room and accidentally burnt a whisker. Burt Reynolds tries to treat his infection. Rudy Sarzo fends former Asame, Janet, and Phoebe Buffet away from his fire. Yngwie Malmsteen sees a fire but stays hidden. Elvira and Keiko Terada hold hands. Well, Elvira did actually come out as either bi or... She came out as having an orientation meaning towards females. So, day 3. Shizu Ishtar injures herself. Dad Vibes Durst died of old age waiting for the new X Japan album to come out. Mr. October tends to Rosalina's wounds. Damian Hamada collects fruit from a tree. Rogue unknowingly eats toxic berries. Cozy Pal did something so cringe it made Hall & Oates and Pat Benatar drink bleach. Turd Ferguson received a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Phoebe Buffet travels to higher ground. Mara Jade scares My Valentine off. Giga Chad tried to spear fish with the trident. Keiko Terada overhears Palutena and HK-47 talking in the distance. Burt Reynolds diverts Edelgard's attention and runs away. Brian Wilson travels to higher ground. Takanori Shimuyama and Elvira hunt for other tributes. Jaden searches for firewood. Nurse Joy goes hunting. Alice Cooper tries to sleep throughout the day. Eric Carr just got back from a Saber Tiger concert. Mina Ashido came out as bisexual. Sheila E., Pink Panther, Vic Rattlehead, Tallman raid for Murasame's camp while she is hunting. Molly goes hunting. John Wayne discovers a cave. Yngwie Malmsteen decided to cross-dress today. Rudy Sarzo peed himself because there was no gas station nearby and didn't want to get caught peeing. Fred Durst chases Boko. Black Dynamite injures himself. John Matrix was greatly offended by Roger Waters' anti-Semitic words. Arena event. The Hunger Games arena event. The rain troops begin to hallucinate. Nurse Joy drowns Keiko Terada, who she thought was a shark trying to eat her. Damian Hamada survives. Burt Reynolds drowns Boko, who he thought was a shark trying to eat her. Molly drowns Takanori Shimuyama, who she thought was a shark trying to eat her. Mara Jade survives. My Valentine eats a scorpion, thinking it was a thinking it is a delicate dessert. Mr. October survives. Brian Wilson eats a scorpion thinking it is a delicate dessert. Eric Carr hugs a tracker jacket nest, believing it to be a pillow. Janet survives. Mina Ashdo mistakes Black Dynamite for a bear and kills him. Fred Durst drowns former Asame, who he thought was a shark trying to eat him. Tall man hugs a tracker jacket nest, believing it to be a pillow. Ishizu Ishtar survives. Pink Panther survives. John Matrix survives. John Wetton mistakes Alice Cooper for a bear and kills him. HK-47 survives. Phoebe Buffet, the scorpion is a delicate dessert. Elvira survives. Rudy Sarzo survives. Rosalie and Vic Rattle had decided to jump down the rabbit hole into Wonderland, which turns out to be a pit of rocks. Edelgard drowns Ingve Malmsteen, who she thought was a shark trying to eat her. Giga Chad and Cozy Powell decided to jump down the rabbit hole to Wonderland, which turns out to be a pit of rocks. Sheila E. survives. Palutena hugs a tracker jacker nest, not believing it to be a pillow. Damn, that's like everybody, right? 26 cannon shots. John Wetton couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing the drums all night. John Matrix had a wet dream. Edelgard tends to Janet's wounds. Nurse Joy defeats Rudy in a fight but spares his life. Shizu Ishtar starts thinking about winning. Mina Ashido, Damien Hamada, Molly, and Sheila E. form a suicide pact, killing themselves. Burt Reynolds dies of dysentery. Mr. October, Fred Durst, and Elvira sleep in shifts. Mara Jade stays awake all night. HK-47 tries to sing itself to sleep. Pink Panther goes to sleep. The cornucopias replenish food, supplies, and weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Edelgard decides not to go to the feast, because her entire family is effing dead. Ishizu decides not to go to the feast. Mr. October steals John Matrix's memoirs. John Wetton throws a knife into Nurse Joy's head. Elvira decides not to go. HK-47 and Janet get to fight over raw meat, but HK-47 gives up and runs away. Rudy Sarzo, Marjane, and Fred Durst get into a fight. Rudy Sarzo triumphantly kills both of them. Pink Panther accidentally steps on a landmine. He's cool with it. Like, yeah, I stepped on a landmine, so what? Mr. October overhears Rudy Sarzo and HK-47 talking in the distance. Statement! Meatbag. I can sense that a famous baseball player is talking about us in the distance. Elvira hunts for other tributes. John Matrix hunts for other tributes. Edelgard is prickled by thorns while picking berries. Janet found where Jamie Muir has been hiding all these years. Ishizu makes a wooden spear. John Wetton found where Jamie Muir has been hiding all these years. Oh, wow, both of them have. He's got company then. 9 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Shizu and Rudy talk about the tribute still alive. HK-47 tends to its wounds. Janet, John Matrix, and Edelgard cheerfully sing songs together. Elvira defeats Mr. October in a fight but spares his life. John Wetton cooks his food before putting his fire out. Ishizu Ishtar just got back from a Saber Tiger concert. HK-47 and John Wetton died in a bizarre gardening incident the authorities thought was best left unsolved. Mr. October accidentally steps on a landmine. Janet attacks John Matrix, but he manages to escape. Edelgard questions her sanity. Elvira didn't do it for the Nookie and is subsequently broken by Limp Bizkit. Rudy Sarzo hunts for other tributes. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Rudy Sarzo and Janet work together to drown Ishizu Ishtar. John Matrix lets Edelgard into his shelter. Janet questions her sanity. John Matrix sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Edelgard got the smash ball and killed Rudy Sarzo with a final smash. Carnivorous squirrels start attacking the tributes. Janet survives. Everyone survives. Okay. Janet streamed Survivor, No More Cheese Dip Edition Part 1 with... Okay, well, I clearly didn't program that event right. Edelgard passes out from exhaustion. John Matrix goes to sleep. Janet stabs Edelgard while her back is turned. John Matrix explores the arena. Okay. John Matrix dies from hunger. The winner is Janet Jackson. Was not expecting that. Alright, I'm gonna... Why don't we do it again? I'm gonna look at the stats for a little bit here first. Janet had the most kills. No, she didn't have the most kills. She just got first. Okay, I'm gonna go edit some of these events that weren't quite loaded properly. Also gonna edit Serena into identifying as a woman. Who drowned for Murasame? I don't remember. Whoever did that is going to be in a world of pain, though, because they drowned an LGBTQ icon. As we all know, she demanded people started calling her Zim. Everybody started talking about how brave she was for that. Okay, energy events. Some of these events I wrote are actually really funny. Oh, we didn't even get to see my favorite. Man, Albert died because listening to Radiohead was just so horrible. Burt Reynolds going Super Saiyan 10. Fuck, this is a nighttime event. I'm trying to think, what was the one event where I'm going through fatal events. That's it. It's not a death event. It's just a regular event. Yep, error invalid. Okay, so I think that should be everything. Let me just check, make sure there's no day events I effed up either. Okay. Looks like everything's good. So let's get on to the reaping. As usual, the only people here are scam people. Alright, Boko finds a bag of explosive. My Valentine runs away from the cornucopia. Rudy Sarza runs away from the cornucopia. Brian Wilson finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Inspector Clouseau, as she's wished her, Molly and Giga Chad share everything they've gathered before running. Christina Hendricks runs away from the cornucopia. Sarah Palin runs away. Burt Reynolds grabbed a Pete Rose rookie card. Pink Panther runs away from the cornucopia. Tall Man, Daisy, and Ace Frehley work together to get as many supplies as possible. Razorfish finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Toya runs away. Charles runs away. John Wetton finds a canteen full of water. Serena runs away. Cozy Pal finds Takanori Shimuyama hiding in the cornucopia and kills him. Palutena snatches a pair of sais. Edelgard runs away from the cornucopia. Alice Cooper, Mina Ashton, Sheila E., and Frank share everything they've gathered before running. Rosalina, Waluigi, and Rogue work together to get as many supplies as possible. Johnny takes a handful of throwing knives. Vic Rattle clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Keiko Torado runs away from the cornucopia. Mara Jade, Phoebe Buffet, and John Matrix work together to get as many supplies as possible. Zelda runs away from the cornucopia. Steven Seagal finds a bag full of explosives. Eric Carr runs away from the cornucopia. Ingve Malmsteen runs into the cornucopia and hides. Hall & Oates throw a knife into Kazuma Drake's head. That would have been like Everybody, let's take a moment to acknowledge this. Atari Dragon kills Fred Durst with a sickle. HK-47 runs away with a lighter and some rope. Elvira runs away from the cornucopia. Raquel Welch runs. Janet scares Damien Hamad away. Mr. October and Ayla Sakura fight for a bag. Ayla Sakura gives up and retreats. Ruto runs away. Chris Pine runs away. Warrior runs away. Black Dynamite runs away. Turd Ferguson runs away. Dad Vibes Durst scares former Asame away. Duke of Durst runs away. Nurse Joy finds a bow, arrow, and some quivers. Some arrows and a quiver. Toshi runs away. Pat Benatar runs away. JFK Jr. takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia, likely to fake his own death with, or whatever the Anons speculate he did. Toya receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Edelgard attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death. Johnny got legally married to Sarah Palin after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Rudy Sarzo hunts for other tributes. Alice Cooper found where Jamie Muir had been hiding for all these years. Black Dynamite received Viagra from an unknown sponsor. Palutena drank a potion that ended up giving them huge mobility and hindering breasts. Well, remember what I said about not wanting to show Palutena with huge boobs to avoid making it look like I'm horny posting? The game did it for me. Palutena's breasts are now so large they are hindering her mobility severely. Raquel Welch, Tall Man, and HK-47 hunt for other tributes. Hall & Oates receive fresh food from an unknown sponsor. That sponsor's probably me. Elvira and my Valentine work together for the day. Phoebe Buffet receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Inspector Clouseau camouflages himself in the Of course he camouflages himself in the bushes. Mara Jade cupped a feel of Charles Bronson's rump but didn't kill him. Sheila E. picks flowers. Eric Hart and Ayla Sakura acting sus. Keiko, Terada, Turd Ferguson, Ingve Malmsteen, and Vic Rattlehead hunt for other tributes. Former Asami makes a wooden spear. Pink Panther runs away from Mr. October. Chris Pine discovers a cave. Cozy Pal got to do his own Netflix comedy special. Boko sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Dad Vibes Durst searches for firewood. Mina Ashido, Zelda, Giga Chad, Janet, and Atari Dragon hunt for other tributes. Toshi picks flowers. Steven Seagal, Ace Frehley, and Molly unsuccessfully ambush Razorfist, Damien Hamada, and Serena, who kill them instead. Alright, Duke of Durst just got back from Saber Tiger concert. Daisy searches for a water source. Warrior decided to cross-dress today. John Wetton constructs a shack. Burt Reynolds tends to JFK Jr.'s wounds. He's part of the plan. Pat Benatar drank a potion that ended up giving her huge mobility, hindering breasts. Okay, first Palutena and now her. Okay. Ruto and Nurse Joy split up and search for resources. Rogue chases John Matrix. Rosalina sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Christina Hendricks, Frank, and Ashizu Ishtar hunt for other tributes. Brian Wilson receives fresh food from a sponsor, while Luigi receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Okay. A volcano erupts in the center of the arena. Survives. Brian Wilson suffocates. Former Sonic survives. Phoebe faces Zelda suffocates. Mr. October pushes Elvira into the lava. She's not had good luck here. JFK Jr. suffocates. Eric Carr pushes Black Dynamite into the lava. Ayo Sakura pushes Burt Reynolds into the lava. Frank suffocates. Duke of Durst survives. Damien Hamada pushes Vic Rattlehead into the lava. Wow, from Satan pushes another incredibly evil person into the lava. Christina Hendricks suffocates. Toya survives. Daryl Hall and John Oates survives. Daisy survives. Keiko Terada dips her weapon in the lava and kills Tall Man with it. Pat Benatar survives. With a huge mobility hindering breast, I'm surprised she managed to survive. Johnny survives. Charles Bronson survives. Sheely dips her weapon in the lava and kills Dad Vibes Durst with it. Mina Ashido is buried in ash. Okay. While Luigi is buried in ash, HK-47 pushes Rogue into the lava, because I could definitely see that happening, actually. Pink Panther pushes Chris Pine into the lava. Rosalina survives. Toshi survives. Yeah! Raquel Welch survives. Yngwie Malmsteen survives. Turd Ferguson survives. As John Matrix trips Atari Dragon into the lava, he grabs it and pulls it down with him. Serena pushes Janet Jackson into the lava. Boko survives. Sarah Palin survives. Giga Chad survives. Razorfist survives. Cozy Pal survives. John Wetton survives. Inspector Clouseau pushes Alice Cooper into the lava. Alice was on fire in the very first match ever that we did, but he's not. He had a 9-person kill streak and everything, but yeah. But he's ever since then he's not had great luck. My Valentine is buried in ash. Nurse Joy suffocates. Ashizu survives. Peloton suffocates. She couldn't get away with her huge mobile. She probably didn't even suffocate due to the volcano. She probably tripped on her huge mobility-hindering breasts and just, suffocated in them as she couldn't get up. Warrior survives and Rudy Sarzo survives. 29 people died today. Not all of them were as a result of, I want to point out that not all of them were as a result of, the volcano. Maybe 2/3 were. Yngwie Malmsteen, Sheila E., and HK-47 cheerfully sing songs together. Charles Bronson found a puddle of chinchilla pee at his camp. Razorfist, Toya, Rudy Sarzo, and Rudo form a suicide pact, killing themselves. Mara J returned to her camp and went to find little chinchilla poops in the ground and everything slightly chewed up. Ayo Sakura tends to Boko's wounds. Johnny quietly hums. Rosalina accidentally steps on a landmine. Ishizu Ishtar got legally married to Keiko Terada after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Sarah Palin defeats Damien Hamada in a fight, but spares his life. Shows she's part of the Illuminati because they worship Satan, and she spared Satan's life when given the chance to kill him. Phoebe Buffet couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing their drums all night. Warrior stays awake all night. The Sarah Palin thing was a joke, by the way. Warrior stays awake all night. Turd Ferguson, Daisy, Giga Chad, Serena, and Duke of Durr sleep in shifts. Former Same, Hall and Elton, Raquel Welch get into a fight. Raquel Welch triumphantly kills them both. Pink Panther questions his sanity. Pat Benatar sees a fire but stays hidden. Cozy Pal texts John Wetton, but Toshi protects him, killing Cozy Pal. Eric Carr tries to sing himself to sleep. Mr. October returned to his camp only to find little chinchilla poops on the ground and everything slightly chewed up. Inspector Clouseau passes out from exhaustion, which, again, very, very Clouseau of him. Yngwie Malmsteen drank a potion that ended up giving him huge mobility-hindering breasts. Yngwie, you should have eaten your donuts, buddy. Charles Bronson makes a wooden spear. Ashizu Ishtar sees fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Serena gets cuckolded out of a wonderful relationship by Pat Ben. Son of a. Okay. Serena gets cuckolded out of a wonderful relationship with Phoebe Buffay by Pat Benatar because Pat Benatar is forklift certified. Eric Carr and Pink Panther are acting sus. Raquel Welch stalks Turd Ferguson. Damien Hamada got legally married to Inspector Clouseau after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Boko and Warrior had an argument over whether or not November Rain was a good song. They killed each other after words weren't enough to win. Sarah Palin and John Wetton are acting sus. Johnny, Mr. October, Mara Jade, and HK47 couldn't write a second album together in time to appease their record label and were killed presenting what they had written. Toshi, Duke of Durst, and Sheila E. hunt for other tributes. Daisy hunts for other tributes. Keiko Terada questions her sanity. Giga Chad scares Ayla Sakura off. 14 cannon shots. Night 2. Inspector Clouseau and Toshi run into each other and decide the truce for the night. Eric Carr looks at the night sky. Charles Bronson tries to treat his infection. Pink Panther stays awake all night. Sheila E. receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Duke of Durst severely injures Yngwie Malmsteen and leaves him to die. Well, huge mobility hindering breasts. It's not hard to do. Sarah Palin poisons Raquel Welch's drink, but mistakes it for her own and dies. Turd Ferguson throws a knife into Keiko Terada's head. Shizu Ishtar and Giga Chad are acting sus. Pat Benatar severely injures Serena and leaves her to die. Damien Hamada tried to kill Phoebe Buffay with the forklift, but ultimately failed. This is the song about Satan, our favorite lord and ruler of hell. He tried to kill her with a forklift. Ayla Sakura sets up camp for the night. John Wetton convinces Daisy to snuggle with him. Eric Carr picks flowers. Damien Hamada picks flowers. Inspector Clouseau saw Pink Panther do something he had never seen before, and it awakened a whole new fetish in him. Sheila E. and Daisy work together for the day. Shizu Ishtar just did a line of coke with Toshi and now must sing Dr. Diamond for a crowd of thousands. Giga Chad injures himself. Charles Bronson diverts Phoebe's attention and runs away. Ayla Sakura sees a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. John Wetton and Turd Ferguson hunt for other tributes. Duke of Durst attempts to climb a tree but falls on Pat Benatar, killing them both. Really, I would have thought the huge mobility-hindering breasts would have cushioned the fall, but okay. Raquel Welch receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Damien Hamada is awoken by nightmares. Charles Bronson receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Shizu Ishtar receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Giga Chad convinces Ayla Sakura to snuggle with him. John Wetton, Phoebe Buffay, and Toshi sleep in shifts. Turd Ferguson got legally married to Eric Carr after both of them stepped on cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Daisy tries to treat her infection. Inspector Clouseau stays awake all night. Raquel Welch and Pink Panther are acting sus. Corpia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Daisy decided not to go. Turd Ferguson, John Wetton, and Charles Bronson got into a fight. John Wetton triumphantly kills them both. Eric Carr shoots an arrow into Inspector Clouseau's head. Phoebe Buffay severely injures a Shizu Ishtar, but puts her out of her misery. Sheila E. decided not to go to the feast. Damien Hamada decapitates Ayla Sakura with a sword. Giga Chad decides not to go to the feast. Raquel Welch decides not to go to the feast. Toshi decides not to go to the feast. Pink Panther sobs, gripping a photo of his friends and family. Damien Hamada just did a line of coke with Pink Panther and now must sing Dr. Diamond for a crowd of thousands. Phoebe Buffay and John Wetton. I serious, guys. I put like 20 different possible day events, and none of them are happening. It's always just... Oh, and same with the night events. I put like 30 additional of those, but the same one just keeps showing up instead. Eric Carr got legally married to Sheila E. after both of them stepped on a cursed ancient Indian burial ground. Well, two drummers married. Toshi tried to sleep through the entire day. Daisy fishes. Giga Chad sees medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Raquel Welch searches for firewood. 5 cannon shots heard in the distance. Pink Panther returned to his camp, only to find little chinchilla poops in the ground and everything slightly chewed up. John went into the furnace room and accidentally burnt a whisker. Raquel Welch cooks her food before putting it out a fire. Toshi tried to kill Damien Hamada with a forklift, but ultimately failed. This is the song about the metal singer, our favorite fugitive alien song. He tried to kill him with a forklift. Sheila passes out from exhaustion. Phoebe say she's hatched from an unknown sponsor. Daisy and Eric Carr run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Giga Chad receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Toshi receives clean water, Daisy picks flowers, Eric picks flowers. Phoebe Buffet drinks a bucket of water she found but didn't realize it was a spittoon. Raquel Welch stalks Sheila E. Giga Chad runs away from John Wetton. Pink Panther receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Damien Hamada questions his sanity. A monstrous hurricane wreaks havoc on the arena. Pink Panther survives. Daisy survives. Toshi survives. Giga Chad sucked into the hurricane. Phoebe Buffet tries to save Eric Carr from being sucked into the hurricane, only to be sucked in as well. John Wetton is incapacitated by flying debris and dies. Raquel Welch survives. Alright, Damien Hamada is acting sus. Alright, Pink Panther and Sheila run to each other and decide to truce for the night. Toshi and Raquel Welch run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Daisy is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Toshi questions his sanity. Damien Hamada makes a wooden spear. Daisy hunts for other tributes. Sheila bashes Raquel Welch's head against a rock several times. Pink Panther accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Toshi defeats Damien Hamada in a fight but spares his life. Sheila quietly hums. Daisy sees a fire but stays hidden. Toshi goes hunting. Daisy wrote a very threatening letter to Sheila E. Damien Hamada discovers a river. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Toshi couldn't sleep because some douchebag was practicing their drums all night. Sheila questions sanity. Daisy sees a fire but stays hidden. Damien Hamada stays awake all night. Daisy got legally married to Sheila. I'm tired of seeing that one now. Damien Hamada questions sanity. Toshi receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Volcano erupts. Everybody except Damien Hamada survives. Damien Hamada suffocates. Daisy and Sheila E. are acting sus. Toshi found a puddle of chinchilla pea at his camp. Daisy chases Sheila E. Toshi explores the arena. Daisy knocks Toshi unconscious and leaves him there as bait. Sheila E. survives. No! Toshi, I was really pulling for you, buddy. Sheila E. pushes Daisy off a cliff during a knife fight. Wow. I was really hoping Janet Jackson wouldn't win. She won, and I did not expect Sheila E. to win. He got third place. Who had the most kills? That's what I want to know. Damien Hamada. With 5 kills. Okay. Well, this was a heck of a lot of fun, guys, really. But it's getting to be about midnight. I'm probably gonna crash and pass out after New Year's, but hopefully earlier in the day, hopefully like some more time tomorrow. I'll or way earlier than I did end up doing today, because again, the Survivor streams only take me like an hour to set up. Oh, the Survivor streams take me like an hour to anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour and a half to set up. This one took me 8 hours. I mean, like now that I did a lot of the legwork here, it would only take me like probably 2 or 3 hours to set it up, but still, you know. So I don't know if I'll do another one of these. If you guys like, I can do these. I can do like one of these alongside the Survivor streams, like every so often. Like, as this could be like a companion piece to them. But otherwise, I don't think this will be. Otherwise, unless you guys want to see more of this, I don't think I'm gonna be do. I don't think I'm gonna be doing this very often. Just like maybe just as an occasional thing. I want to give a shout out to Landon, the EMM radio announcer, and I want you to all to go. If you should all check out his podcast Through the Years, spelled with a Z at the end of it instead of an S. It's a podcast about his experiences with Dragon Ball. He's already published the first episode where he talks about the elusive Super Saiyan 5. And I've listened to it. It's pretty interesting. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and most general places where you can find podcasts. Which have actually really impressed me, because Three of a Perfect Pair, I'm not Three of a Perfect Pair, because Pictures at an Exhibition has been out for way longer, and it doesn't even have the illustrious honor this podcast has of being on actual like podcast streaming services. So let that speak for it, okay? Yeah. So check that out. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Thank you all for watching. If any of you did see this live at any point, I want to thank you for tuning in to see this as it happened. And if any of you are watching this after the fact, I want to thank you for checking this out. And I'm going to tell you to have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go finish off the new year, celebrate the new year, and then I'll probably go to bed.